If you've been dealing with mental health issues, watch this whole video because someone reached out to me via email and asked me something about my podcast that I thought was just such an important topic that I really wanted to share it publicly. I'm not going to share this person's name, but I am going to share their message, and I'm also going to share a little bit of the private conversation that I had with them. So here's the message. Hi, Adrian. I've been listening to your podcast for a few weeks and I really like it. I like how open and vulnerable you are and share your personal life. That's not easy. I've been having depression and anxiety for a couple years and I'm trying to use some of your tips that you've given, but it doesn't feel like anything is working. What else do you recommend that has worked for you? First of all, thank you very much. Second, I want to say, when it comes to any kind of coping mechanism or strategy to help you with managing stress, anxiety, depression, or any kind of other mental health symptom, just because something works for me does not mean that it's going to work for you. And that is no disrespect or condescension towards you. It does not mean that you are broken. It doesn't mean that you are unfixable. It simply means that we're all wired so different, and that individualism is so powerful, and it's a good thing, but it can make finding coping mechanisms challenging. So I want to encourage you, like, if this is you, don't give up. Next, I want to say that I'm always going to recommend that you find professional help. So if you're struggling and it is affordable for you or an option for you, I highly suggest getting connected to a therapist or some sort of psychological help that is going to not only give you an opportunity to speak to the issues and open up about it, but they can give you professional advice and strategies that might be more applicable to you. Also, something that I really want to drive home here, and I say this because I have dealt with this myself, just because you have met with a therapist and you've been to a couple sessions and you felt like, okay, therapy isn't right for me, I would suggest trying a different therapist. A lot of times going to have to go through a couple of different people in order to find the right therapist that's going to click with you. And I know that because it took me a while to find the right therapist for me. However, I am going to give a disclaimer here and say that talk therapy is not always the best choice for everyone. I know someone in my life who I love dearly. He's a very sweet person, and he's been through a massive amount of loss in his life and trauma. And he actually tried therapy for 3 years, and he felt like he didn't really get a lot out of it besides just venting. And he's tried different therapists, but all of them, he's just never really felt like it brought a lot of relief to his symptoms besides having the opportunity to talk about it. And the reason why I say that is because talk therapy may not be the best form or modification of therapy for you. There are so many different types of alternative therapies out there that might be more applicable to you and your needs. So if you don't know where to start, I would suggest going to psychologytoday.com. They have all different types of resources and articles available where you can learn about different types of therapies. You can learn about different types of issues and find strategies to help support yourself. There's self-help resources, but you can also search for local and virtual psychologists narrowed down and filtered by therapy options that they perform. And so once you've done your research about therapies that you feel like may be a good fit for you, you can actually search for those types of therapists. Lastly, I want to say that just because you've tried a tip or a coping mechanism for a little while and you don't feel any symptom relief, now that I'm becoming certified as a mental wellness coach, I am learning that you should really try to give any of those coping mechanism strategies at least a month before moving on to the next one. And the reason for that is it can take time for our mind and our body to adjust. Most of the time, you're not going to feel like immediate long-term relief. It's just not going to happen. So don't try something for a week and be like, okay, well, this isn't for me. I would really give yourself the benefit of the doubt and give yourself a month to try something, whether it's, breathing techniques, mindfulness, meditation, journaling, whatever. Try that one strategy for a month. And if you feel like it's not benefiting you in any way, or it's actually causing you more stress, I would suggest then moving on to the next one. Try the next strategy and do that one for a month. A lot of times, once you kind of get into the groove of something, you'll start seeing the symptom relief later on. Again, I did have a private conversation with this person who reached out to me, and I was a little bit more specific to them than I am being here in this video, but wanted to share this publicly because I feel like this is something that a lot of people have probably dealt with, and I wanted to just give you some words of encouragement that just because something may not be working for you, it doesn't mean that you're broken. Please don't give up, and always reach out for help if you need it. And if you don't even know where to start, please feel free to message me or email me. I'll put my email here. I'll help you find some resources and also help you get connected to help if I can. I will also give you as much advice as I can.